Notebook, because sometimes you just can't carry a desktop with you everywhere. You need something portable. Now within the notebook we have some hardware. We've got our screen, and notebook screens do tend to be a little bit smaller. Got one here. Use this one in traveling a lot. It's a pretty nice little notebook, but the screen is only about 12 inches, 13 inches. I think 13-inch screen, but it's pretty lightweight. Bounces well. Well, don't do that part with it. It has a standard client operating system, and unfortunately this one is running Windows 8. Someone wanted to make me miserable. I kind of like 7. 8's okay with a touch screen, and this is a touch screen. Okay. But the components are a little bit different. Outside of the screen, you've got a keyboard, you've got your touchpad. Here's a standard touchpad right here. So just like what you see on the screen there. So not too different. Okay. Within that notebook, we've got CPU. This one is a little i3, not the fastest processor, but pretty nice. It's used mainly for PowerPoint, so it works well. It's got memory. I think it's got 4 gig of memory, not unlike most desktops. It's got a hard drive. I think it's around 250 or 340 gig. Does it have a CD? Nope, this one doesn't have a CD or DVD. Too small for it. I do have another one, though, that does have it. Let me grab it real quick. Got this little bigger one here. It's got its DVD player on the side. 15-inch screen. Still has a keyboard. Still has its touchpad. Has a little pointer stick here in the center as well, being a Lenovo. No, I'm sorry, HP, but it's EliteBook. So it's similar to Lenovo's that way. DVD on the side. Monitor, as you saw. Keyboard, pointing device. Network adapter. Modem right next to it. Other peripheral ports. Some USB ports here. Well, network, modem. VGA out. I know some of these you're going to have a hard time seeing. You'll have to take my word for it. We got some USB ports here. We got another USB port here. An eSATA port here. Display port here. Firewire here. Audio in and out. PCMCIA or Express Bus, I'm not sure which, because I don't use either. It's the 54 millimeter, so it could be either. I'm not sure which. 34 millimeter would definitely be Express Bus. A few other goodies. Little SD reader here, SD card adapter. And for those of you interested in security, a little smart card reader here. So a few nice little things on it. So some other peripherals. And on the bottom, let's see. I think this is memory here. No, this is memory. For HP 3D drive guard. Okay, this is the hard drive here. And this is the wireless over here. And you can open this up. It's a mini PCI. Swap it out, put a different wireless card in if you so desired. So notebook, not as easy to upgrade as a desktop. Not a whole lot of options. I got one little mini PCI and that's it. But I got some USB ports. Little compatibility between manufacturers within a manufacturer's own lines. I can't take this HP and put components in my Lenovo or Asus that's with me. Often more expensive than a desktop, although the price of notebooks has dropped considerably. In some cases, they're now cheaper than the desktops. They're designed to be small, lightweight, portable. Well, it's not that small. It's kind of heavy, but it's still pretty portable. Now, netbooks. This isn't a netbook, but I do have a netbook with me. Well, actually, I'm going to cheat. It's not really a netbook, but it looks like one. Subcompact notebook. Smaller than a regular notebook, usually 10 inches across, maybe 11, sometimes smaller. Designed for wireless internet usage. Very low processing power and storage capacity. Usually an Atom processor. Easy to travel with. It's tiny. And could run a variety of operating systems. This one's running Android. Now, here's a tablet here, and you may think, that doesn't look like a tablet. It will in a moment. There we go, Instant Tablet. Now this one runs a full Windows operating system, but they all run on battery. And they vary in size and shape. Some of them are replaceable. The batteries come out like on most of those notebooks you saw. But on most of the tablets, the batteries are fixed in there. And they can provide between 30 minutes to 8 hours of power. Well, actually, I've been seeing a lot longer. That little notebook, the one I normally use, provides about 5 hours of power. The other one provides about 4 hours, but it's a much bigger battery. The little tablet, convertible, will supply about 9 to 12 hours of power. So pretty good that way. And the other tablets, depending upon their use, between about 6 and 12 hours. Now, types of batteries. Traditionally, we've used nickel cadmium, but they're pretty much history. They had huge memory effects. You use it, you'd start to charge it, and it would never charge up beyond a certain point after that, and they'd slowly die. Nickel metal hydride was a little bit better. Now, most of the laptops, tablets, are using lithium ion. The memory effect is pretty much gone. It's marginal, if at all. And they tend to last for 1,000 to 5,000 charges. They do have a slight decrement each time, but it's very minor. So by the time you're so tired of it, you don't want to keep it any longer, that's when the battery finally gets to a point where it's not worth using. Zinc Air can be used on some smaller devices. Zinc Air is more commonly associated with things like hearing aids, but they can be used with laptops and similar. Fuel cells are still in prototype stage. There's been 1 or 2 manufacturers that have made fuel cell batteries, but they have not been practical for use yet. Power adapter allows you to plug into the wall, take the external power, put it through a transformer, quite often called a power brick, just as an affectionate term for it. It's a transformer, and that turns it into the power for the laptop. Now, most laptops are running around 19 volts, although there's been a move to move some of them to 12 volt. And I think some of these smaller ones run on 12 volt or 5 volt just from the USB. But there's quite often 12 volt adapters available, so you can run them off the car battery. Now, most power supplies for laptops, tablets, and such are auto switching. Doesn't matter where you plug it in. You plug it into the US, works. You plug it into Europe, it works. Doesn't care. It'll automatically adjust. You just need to get a plug adapter. And they'll automatically switch between their battery and AC power, depending on whether or not they're connected to it. If the AC power supply is connected, notebook runs on the external power, and quite often will run faster. When you're running it on battery, it tends to try to reduce the amount of power usage, run at slightly slower speed, slightly dimmer screen, so that you get a huge battery life out of it. The operating system monitors the battery power and displays low battery warnings.